Hey guys, I wanted to record two messages titled Living with Bliss and Ease. I'm going to put this into part one and part two. In part one, I'm just going to piggyback off the great job that Helen Stumbos and Jamie Saleh did on the power of visualization, the power of the mind. And so I wanted to piggyback on that. And I'd actually been studying some um, sports psychologist studies, and there's a lot that's been done on this, is just how powerful the mind is. And so here's what's great, guys. As Lester Levinson said, if all you thought about is what you want and never thought about what you didn't want, all you'd get is life exactly how you want it, which means that your mind, to be able to visualize and feel as if what you desire is already available right now, where you're living in it in present tense, will create it physically. It'll absolutely create anything, which means that you're not a victim, that you're in complete control of your life. That if you thought exactly how you wanted life to be, that's all you'd ever experience. And so that's the power of the mind, guys. And it's really true. And so, and I think it's really just starting to get aware of what am I actually thinking about all day. And I thoroughly believe that that you were designed perfectly. There's nothing wrong with you, and that'll kind of go into more part two as well. How you can live in complete bliss and never experience these negative feelings and emotions or things you don't want to experience, because God designed us that way. And so when you realize there's nothing wrong with me, I'm the highest design of God, and He's given me this mind and to be able to visualize and feel as a gift to create life exactly how I want it to be. And that's how you really get to freedom, where you can change anything about your life in a very quick period of time by simply stopping paying attention to what you don't want. It takes all the energy away from that. It's really the observer effect, which I've shared multiple times. The science behind it is just fascinating to me. That the whole world is permeated by God and full of God, and nobody can really explain why, except for the fact that it's true. That when we decide this is how it's going to be, and we pay attention to that, and we visualize it, and rehearse it in our mind and in our body, where we start to feel it, it becomes physically. And until then, it's pure potential. It can be anything it wants it to be. And so that's really true, guys. And so it's really just identifying, what am I thinking about all day? Am I thinking about what I don't want? Or am I thinking it's so amazing that that God's given me this gift that I can simply picture it, and it effortlessly becomes, it just appears, it becomes. And that's really how we're designed. And so part two, we're going to, if you really want to look at this, I'm talking about part one of The Secret. And then part two would be The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It's really, what Helen Stumbos and Jamie Saleh proved was really how powerful we really are as human beings. That's how we've been designed, guys, to create anything you want. And it's not hard, because our true nature is godly. And how does God do anything? He simply sees it as if it's real, decide this is what I want to experience, and it becomes. And that's really true about you. Excuse me. If that's all you thought about, like I said, as Lester said, if that's all you thought about, that's all you would ever experience. And so anyway, I wanted to share with you this. Some of you guys, this is just one out of tons of studies now. But this was from Charles Garfield, Peak Performance. He was a sports psychologist in 1985, and we shared it a little bit with our interview with the ladies yesterday. But it's kind of interesting. So there's been a lot of studies on this, and this was actually the focus of Russian scientists with some of their Olympians. And so here's what they did: is they had before the Olympics. And this is it's actually funny, because in this book, Peak Performance, Training Techniques of the Greatest, and this matters in finances, it matters in life, it matters in relationships, it matters in health, it matters in in their case, the best in the world in athletic realm, in the Olympics and the World Cup. And so it says, it turns out athletes who picture themselves crossing the finish line first are more likely to do it. Just like you heard Helen say, I was so clear that I was going to take this corner kick and bend it, and I saw exactly what it was going to do, and it happened. She was creating it. The minute you picture something, know how powerful you are. That's what we're trying to get you to do, that it will show up in the physical. It'll show up. That's the godly part of you. That's how you've been designed. And you heard Jamie say the same thing, where she used all of her senses, where she would trust that when I picture this, this is the work of God in me. This is godly. Nothing can stop the work of God, because God's omnipotent and all powerful, and everything that you would desire in the material realm simply comes from picturing it and feeling it, and it'll show up. That's why you have complete control of your life, if you would pay attention to what you're thinking. So it turns out athletes who picture themselves crossing the finish line were more likely to do it. This is pretty interesting. So they split up the athletes into 4 different groups. One group, all they did was physical training. So wherever their sport was, they just practiced. Group 2, they did 75% practice, 25% visualization. Group 3, 50%, 50%. So 50% practice, 50% picturing it, feeling as if it's real in their imagination. Group 4 was 25% physical or practice, their skill, their athlete, their athletic competition, and 75% was visualization and feeling as if it's already real. The scientists found out that the 4th group performed the best during the Olympics. There's been such, and then this was written in 2015, so it's probably more now, but I'm actually shocked it's this little yet when you understand how powerful the mind is. There's been such an important finding that the U.S. Olympic Committee now has increased the number of full-time psychologists on staff from 1 to 6 over the last 20 years. So that was 2015. I'm hoping it's more today. And then they're just kind of explaining how it works is when the athletes would sit there and visualize themselves, like you heard Jamie say, I smelled the ice. I felt like it would feel like when the weight of the metal on me. I felt the tears running down my face. That's immersing yourself in the whole thing. And then you can simply trust the divine design, the love that encapsulates the whole world, which is God. God permeates and encapsulates the entire world. You can trust that what I just pictured will come to me with ease. It actually is the creative power of God, that what I just pictured, I can now just let go and trust in the love and the divine design of how everything works, and it'll come to pass in my life. That's really true, guys. And so I want you to understand that no matter what you're going through today, you can turn it around today, whether it's financial, whether it's health, and just be honest with yourself. Are you spending some time during the day rolling through scenarios of what you don't want to happen? Maybe this would happen in business, or maybe this would happen. What if maybe this would happen with my health, or what if this person doesn't love me? And I promise you, when you let go of all that, you let go of all the energy that's creating that, because that's how we're designed. That dissipates and dissolves all by its own. And now how to receive freedom in every area is just simply picture what you want. And that gives you complete control, and you can create life exactly how you want it. And so that's part 1 of living with complete bliss and ease. And then part 2, I just wanted to separate, which is really kind of the greatest secret, was how to be free from pain and suffering and just enjoy bliss. And life just appears and comes to you with ease, because that's how we're designed.